Three. Hello, everybody. This is Rodrigo again, speaking in English because here I have a special guest. Her name is
Hi.
Assel, as you can see. And well,
Yes.
we met each other at work. Uh, I had to survive Assel all this summer, but I know. I think
You know
she
it will
can.
be it will be boring without me. The
Oh,
summer is fun because of me. I know that.
oh, no! Don't listen to her. So, I think
Wow.
she.
Okay.
Assel, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my name is Assel. That's my American name. So I am 21. I'm from Kazakhstan, a city called Almaty. I am the student of the graphic design faculty. I'm graduating this year and doing some thesis project. Yeah, and this summer of 2023, I was J1 student that went to work and travel program and worked in Ocean City, New Jersey with Rodrigo.
With Rodrigo and
Rodrigo, we had some
yeah.
fun at
um,
work.
yeah. I consider that Asel has a lot of experience. She can be interesting to talk about. Here, I'm gonna let her Instagram if I don't know if you want for people to maybe contact you if anyone is interested.
It's all right. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
I'm open. I'm open to everything. If you want to
Uh-huh.
know more about the work and travel program, if you're from Kazakhstan, be free to text me and ask stuff. Like I'm fluent in three languages: Russian, Kazakh, and English. Like
And
you can.
Spanish.
Um, yeah, kind of. I know
Mhm.
que pasa. Yeah, is
¿Qué
that
pasa?
fluent Spanish?
Yeah.
If it is, yeah, I'm fluent.
Mhm.
So
So
yeah, be free to text me. I can tell a lot about this program, especially I've worked three jobs,
damn.
so I have like quite an experience.
Yeah, and can you talk about your experience? So you said Ocean City, New Jersey. Uh, can you explain it more for maybe people that don't know what Ocean City or have never visited New Jersey before?
Oh, okay, so United States,
Mhm.
yeah. So there's a lot of states in United States of America. I went to the state called New Jersey. It's the state
Mhm.
closest to New York, and I chose the state because of how close it was to everything. It was close to Washington, D.C., it was close to New York. So that's the two places I wanted to visit the most in America. So basically, that's the reason I chose this. It's funny because I thought that I'm going to Ocean City in Maryland.
What?
Yeah, when I was applying to a job, I didn't know that
Mhm.
America had few cities called Ocean City. I thought there's
Mhm.
only one. And every time when I Googled it, it was like appearing like Ocean City, Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland. And sometimes it was like Ocean City, New Jersey, but it was so little information about Ocean City, New Jersey. And I thought maybe it's like some kind of mistake, geographical mistake or something like
Hmm.
that. And I thought I'm going to Ocean City, Maryland. But yeah, fortunately or unfortunately, I came to Ocean City, New
Shit.
Jersey.
Oh,
I came,
so
I came to work.
what? So your main goal was to go to Ocean City, Maryland,
Yeah.
or you
Actually, I was
didn't?
thinking that I'm going to Ocean City, Maryland. Yeah.
What? And how
Yeah.
you ended up
Yeah.
here?
No, it wasn't my intention to come to Ocean City, New Jersey.
No.
My intention was going to Ocean City, Maryland, because there's a lot of J1 students from Kazakhstan that go
Mhm.
to Ocean City, Maryland,
Maryland.
not Ocean City, New Jersey. But this year it
Oh.
was like a lot of Kazakh students too. But still, I had a lot of work to do, so I didn't have a lot of time to talk with them. So
Oh.
yeah,
Mhm.
I still feel grateful that I came to Ocean City, New Jersey. But I'm still curious how it would be if I was in Ocean City, Maryland, because
Yeah.
our city is dry town, right? Not even
Mhm.
city, it's town, it's dry town. So it was like basically everyone went to only work. We didn't have a lot of parties.
Mm.
But how I know from experience of other G1 students from Kazakhstan that went from Motion City, Maryland, they had a lot of parties, like every night.
Oh,
So yeah, so
interesting.
I did
Yeah.
my job, I worked, but I didn't had a lot of parties, I guess. But it's not,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, but the good thing is that so we're the good thing is that you obtained your goal, which was to work. You
yeah,
said you had 3 jobs, right? That was your
yeah.
plan, or how do you end up
It
having
wasn't
three
it
jobs?
wasn't intentionally. It just happened like that. I actually really wanted to quit one of my jobs because it was like a lot to me. But it's like a
Yeah.
super super funny story. I can tell it, but it's
How?
gonna take time. Is that all right?
Yeah, just go ahead. Talk
Okay,
about
so
our
that's
boss.
funny. I can
Mhm.
tell the story. So first, I applied to the J1 student as a cashier and this assistant, shop assistant in the Eli shops. This is the t-shirt shop that we worked together with Rodrigo. That was my main job. I applied there and I flew to America like 28th of May, 25th. I already forgot. So when I came there, I was like second G1 student that came to this job, and Eli, our manager, was really was really persistent about not having second job because we didn't have a lot of people. But I didn't care, and I found second job.
That's
I found second job
oh.
after a week of searching.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, yeah, but I really wanted to like earn money, right? I'm
Mhm.
not waiting for opportunity or something. I'm just doing my stuff. So I
Mhm.
applied to this cafe. I worked there only breakfast time. So it was all right to lie because I was working still a lot of hours in my main job, and then I was working in the mornings in this breakfast for the cafe. After that, like time went by. It was already July, was close to July, and there were more G1 students because the exams have finished, and there were a lot of Mongolian students that came by. And Eli told me that he's gonna cut my hours like in half. I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna
No.
quit. Yeah. So I searched for another job. Great.
Oh.
Now, so
Mhm.
I searched for another job. I'm actually like graphic designer. I'm artist. I do like art. So I decided to go like to the henna artist. I went to this place. I was actually like really nervous because it was like the middle of the season, right? And a lot of places already had a lot of like workmen,
Yeah.
and I was really nervous that I won't find the job. But this henna place, I just applied to them. I'm like, hey, like I drew henna, can I come? And they're like, hey, stop, like come here, work from tomorrow, we're taking you. I'm like, what?
Oh,
And
nice.
so the day Eli told me that he's gonna cut my hours, that day I found my third job. That's really
No.
funny. Yeah, so I worked with three jobs with no day off for like
Oh,
2 weeks. I was like burnout, totally
no.
burnout. I came home at midnight. I went to the job at 7 a.m. It's crazy. I don't know how I
Yeah.
survived. Yeah, it was.
No, me neither. Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
you don't know this because we haven't been working in the same shop, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been like working really hard. And after that, I was going to burn out, and
No.
I decided to quit one of my jobs.
Which one?
So I decided to quit my cafe job, like waitress.
Oh.
I
Mhm.
went to the cafe. I'm like, hey, so I'm gonna quit, and I'm not gonna work here from tomorrow. But at the same time, there were a lot of American students that were quitting that came to Ocean City for 2 months or half a month. So
Oh.
they didn't have enough people in this cafe,
Mhm.
right? And nobody wanted to serve breakfast because it's too early, right? And Americans are fucking lazy.
Oh. Oh, damn.
Americans are lazy and they don't want to wake up early. But I
Mhm.
was willing, right? So they like, please stay, at least serve for the weekend of this week. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll do it just for you because I've been working there already like half a month, like already like
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was like 2 months. I was there for a weekend, and after that, they asked me for another weekend. After that, I just stayed only for weekends.
Oh,
So yeah, basically, I wanted to quit the
interesting.
job really badly, but I
Mhm.
couldn't because they were like, "Please, please, please." I'm like, "Okay, I'm doing my money. I'm not burning out, so I guess I'm okay." So I just stayed,
Oh,
but I didn't have any
interesting.
day off until the end of the summer.
Uh, oh, damn. So, okay,
Yeah,
to
they
make a little summary. So you first came to the country to work at Ocean City here at the this first store, right? The retail
yeah.
store, the clothing store. Then you needed, you looked for a second job at the cafe. You got it, and the third job was the henna, right? Which is like a temporary tattoo thing.
Yeah, right.
Mhm. And
Wanted to quit the waitress, but I couldn't. So I just
oh,
stayed at three jobs.
damn. And how many? So you came here at the middle of May around, and
No, it was like end of the May.
and
I think it was
are you
25th,
sure?
28th. Yeah, I wasn't in the middle. I don't think so.
Really? I don't know why I remembered you from really early May. Like,
No.
hmm,
uh, but it was
okay.
like, it was still stormy back then.
Mhm.
It was still cold. I remember.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I still
it
remember
was
too.
stormy. It was cold.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, the old times.
The whole time.
So you started with one job, you got two extra jobs, and with how many jobs you finished your season?
It was three jobs. I
The three
worked all of
jobs
them.
at the same time, and
Yeah,
then you just quit.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's right. I
Oh,
quit all of them at the same time.
and there was any problem to, you know, uh, trying to get the hours that you needed, or maybe to get hours to rest, or
It was hard to get hours to rest, but um, it
Mhm,
was still hard. But I think I was okay because I came there to make money, right? So
mhm.
I was still all right with that. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to just relax.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been just like super hard worker, hard working bee. I was working, working, and that's all. I was
Ay,
working to
mhm,
get relaxed at the end of the summer. So the
mm,
problem was free time, but I was all right with that
mm,
because I knew a lot of students. Um, they couldn't find proper work. They couldn't find proper hours. I was lucky enough to find three good managers. All of them were great, and all of them gave me the hours that I wanted. So even the cafe, even though I wanted to quit because I couldn't, like, I didn't have any time, they just
mhm.
made time for me to come only at the weekends. But usually workers there, they come like at least 3, 4 days. So yeah, I was lucky
Yeah.
enough. I was lucky enough. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. And yeah, talking about not only managers but people, can you describe us what kind of people did you met in this experience?
Yeah, it's funny enough, but in
How?
three jobs, I had like
What?
three different colleagues, right? It's like three
Mhm,
different types of colleagues. And that's funny to see the differences of each. So the ones that I worked with Rodrigo and the shop, the main job,
mhm.
I think we all were more chill and more like family like because we were all
Same
having,
age, right? And
yeah, it's the age. We're all having the same um, manager. It was basically a lot of J1 students who came for the main job that was this shop, and we were more focused on the main job. I think that's why it was like we were more collective. If I compare the
mhm,
second job, the cafe, it was like they had a lot of. J1 students, but they were more collective only around themselves because they were working in this cafe more, right? And there were a lot of American people too. And American people are also quite friendly, but you can't stay friends with them for a long time because they have universities, they have stuff to do, and we usually don't meet each other that much. How I met other colleagues. And in the henna shop, we had like only four workers, I think, in general. And like one of them was my age, and that's all. All of them were,
Only one.
yeah, I
So,
think only one or two. Even if I call them my age, they were actually 28, 27.
oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I was the youngest.
Veterans.
Yeah, I was the youngest that
Hmm.
worked there. So it was basically 40 years olds, 30
Oh,
years olds,
yeah.
and me. So I
Yeah.
wasn't also like really giving all of myself to that
Hmm.
class. But it was like interesting experience to talk
Yeah.
with different types of people, right?
Hmm. And it was what you were expecting, or maybe not.
I think it wasn't what I was expecting,
What?
but
Why?
bad. It doesn't mean it's bad, but it
Uh-huh.
wasn't what I was expecting.
What were? Hmm.
I was expecting more Kazakh people, I think. I think I was expecting like people from my country to work with me.
Uh-huh.
But it was like only one girl. Remember I go
Yeah.
she was the only one who is from Kazakhstan. Like basically in my three jobs I had only one colleague who was from the same country as me.
Uh-huh.
And she also quit last month. So
No.
so
Yeah.
basically I didn't have anyone from my country, but
Mhm.
I was thinking I would have someone more than people. But it's all right because I practiced my English, yeah, because I couldn't speak my native languages there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm still grateful for that because I've met a lot of different cultures and nationalities. And also I was expecting to work more with Americans, I think. Um, but we had more, I think in general, America
Latinos.
doesn't have this only American. There's a
Really?
lot of nationalities, even though we were living in this like American dream town, right? There was only
Mhm.
this Caucasian American families that were living there. But still, uh, we've been meeting a lot of nationalities. But I've been expecting to work more with like Americans.
Americans.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but yeah, even Eli, he is not native. Like he is native, but his parents are not. Like
Yeah.
America is basically a lot of people who came from other countries and stayed there. And when you
Mhm.
know the background, you finally realize that it's not like there's no Americans.
Only.
There's people who came America, who came to live there, and they stayed
Yeah.
there. And that's how the America works, basically. That's
Oh.
what it was for me.
Uh-huh. Interesting. So, did you had any cultural shock? Were you
Yeah, I thought
what?
I wouldn't have any shock. That's
Hmm.
actually funny because I've been like
What?
researching all of these cultural differences, cultural
Hmm.
like stuff, but the thing that like shocked me to the core of my heart, to the core of my soul,
What?
how
What happened?
the way Americans don't care about cold weather and like
Oh,
anything. Especially, do you remember in May when it was a storming? It was like snowing, it was raining, it was super
snowing.
cold. Yeah, it was like even snowing in this
Snowing.
one day. Yeah, it
What?
was. Yeah, it was
Never.
at work. But there was one
No.
day when it was like snowing slowly. It wasn't like super snowy, but it was like a little
Oh,
bit like really cold water. It was like
really?
kind of liquefied
Oh,
um
maybe.
snow.
Hmm.
It was
Oh,
like
I
when it
see.
was
See.
falling, it was like rain, but actually when you look at
Yeah.
it, it was like a little bit white, so kind of
Oh, I
snowy.
see. I see.
I don't know how it's called. So, um, and I saw in one day the shock. the culture shock that got me. It was like it was so stormy. The sky was black. It was like it was because of the cloud and storm.
Mhm.
We also worked beside the ocean, right? And ocean was
Yeah.
like this crazy going
God. Yeah.
chaos. Everyone's running home, and we are like just in our shops. We're like, oh, super cold. I also didn't bring any warm clothes because I was like, hey, it's
No.
Ocean City, it's gonna be hot, right? No, nobody told me
No.
it's gonna be super cold in the May. Nobody told me. So I was like
No.
just covering in like three shirts, having like three socks. I was like super cold. And I see the people, the Americans who came there in the flip flops, in shorts. It's like throwing up some
No.
jumper or jacket and going
Mhm.
straight to the beach, where it's like fucking chaos. It was like, it was
Oh
crazy.
no.
It
Yeah.
was windy. Everyone's hair was like wild. Everyone's clothes is wild, and they're here standing at the beach and looking at
Mhm.
the ocean, and they're in flip flops.
Oh Jesus.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It's cold. It also it's funny for me. It was also another time
Mhm.
we worked close to the ice cream shop, right? My
Yeah.
shop was close to ice cream shop. So one day it was like raining. It was super cold. When it rains, it's super cold in Ocean City, right? So it's like
Mhm.
super rainy. I see these kids with their pants. They're soaking wet. They're so wet, it's dripping, and they're still
Mhm.
standing and waiting for ice cream.
Mm.
I see
No.
how kids' lips are blue out of like they're so cold. They're like shivering and they're like
Mhm.
"Ooh," and they're eating ice cream. Like, why did you get the kid ice cream?
What?
Like, it's freezing, and the kids are still eating it. They're freezing. They're shivering. It's like
Mhm.
super cold. It's raining, heavily raining, and they're eating ice cream. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I
That
don't know.
I don't understand. It's the same thing with ice. They put ice in everything.
Mhm.
I remember this girl in my
What?
cafe. She had a flu, right? She catch a
Uh-huh.
cold. Her throat was like sore. She was like, like that. I'm like, hey girl, you need to like drink medicine, right? I gave her medicine, and she takes a water with an ice and puts medicine
No.
inside of it. I'm like, why are you putting it inside of the icy water? You need to drink it with hot water to like make your
Mhm.
throat feel better. But she's like, I can't drink any type of water without ice. And
What?
she gave me with the ice. So I'm like, that's the cultural shock I
Okay.
have. Because I thought the ice thing is just for general, like all the drinks. I understand why ice is good, like in summertime. But
Mhm.
when you're so obsessed with ice, you can't even drink medicine without ice.
Yeah.
That's some crazy stuff for me. I don't know. That was my cultural shock.
Yeah, that's different. So, what's the weather over there in Kazakhstan? Do you said you
Yeah.
use
Uh,
Fahrenheit, but
we have all four seasons.
mhm.
Um, so it's not like I'm from like hottest city, hottest country, right? So I know I can endure the cold, and we see the autumn. We have like these yellow leaves. We have winter when it's like snowy. We have spring. We have like summer, and it's not like crazy for temperature too. For example,
Mhm.
for the autumn right now, it's like 10 Celsius, 10
Celsius.
degree. Yeah, yeah, Celsius, 10 Celsius, like something like that. And winter, it's like 0 or -5, the coldest day. And
Oh,
in spring, it's like 15, 20. In summer, it's like 25 and up. So it's basically
oh,
not like crazy range.
almost the same.
Yes.
Around the same.
Yeah, like kind of like Ocean City. I
Hmm.
told you that Ocean City kind of reminds me of my hometown, right? Because the weather is kind of similar in some
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to tell that here it's colder and hotter than in Peru, so I know I'm still processing all this crazy weather. But
Yeah. You know why? Because of the
mhm.
ocean. It's like
Yeah,
humid.
maybe. Yeah, I
Humidity.
don't know.
That's what gets you.
Yeah.
It's humid
It's
there.
interesting. Yeah. So yeah, interesting, right? About the cold, ice cold water. And do you had any
Yes.
other cultural shock, like about traditions or something unexpected that you saw, maybe
About who? About
about the about being here in the American culture,
oh, um, well, there
maybe
was a lot
some
of stuff that
attitudes
I
or
wasn't
Mhm.
shocked of, but people were shocked of, like
What?
how people eat greasy food a lot, how there's a lot of like people with the weight, right? So
Yeah, it's different.
uh, I think that's the stuff, and there was a lot of like cultural shock for people, for J1 students who came that realized how different accents there, even in America, like southern accent, central accent, and you can't quite keep up with everyone. Uh, that's a
Mm.
cultural shock. I don't know if I should tell it.
Yeah, feel free.
I don't know, like because I don't know if it's about all the Americans or maybe it's Americans I've met. But from
Mhm.
my another cultural shock was that they're okay with big age difference for a relationship. And when I say big age difference, it's like 30 years and up.
What? Can you
Yes,
give us an example?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sure if I should talk about it, but that happened to me and it's also shocked me. Um,
Hmm.
so actually, one of my neighbors, he was good, like decent guy, but he was in his 50s, right? So I kind of was having mixed signals from him, like complimenting me, like seeing me.
Hmm.
After work, he would like say hi, how's it going? Giving me his number. He's like, hey, let me help you. Let me take the groceries. Uh, let's go and buy you something or something. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is okay because you're in your 50s. But
Yeah.
um, the second situation that happened to me, that I was in laundromat, so there was this old man. He was in his 70s, I think. Yeah, he was like he was even older than my grandfather. So he was like super depressed. So I was just wanted to cheer him. I talked with him, and I found out that his wife died 6 months ago. So that's why he was super sad. I was cheering him up. I was like, "Hey, it's okay to be sad. You will be missing her as much you lived with her. Like as long as you lived with her, you're gonna miss her, and it's all right to feel sad. You just need to accept the sadness." So we talked about it. He was grateful. He's like, hey, I'm so grateful to meet you and talk to you. Like, I go to this Dunkin' Donuts like from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. every day, or from like 4 to 6 p.m. If you see me, just call my name, come to me. I'll buy you this donut and coffee, all for me and something. I'm like, oh yeah, he's so nice. Like he's such a old, nice old man, right? And he's like, hey, wait a sec. Actually, don't call me. I'm like, what
What?
do you mean? Yeah, I'm like, what? Don't call me by my name. I'm like, what happened? And he's like, well, if my friends see you, they usually go to the same spot as me. If they see you, they will think that you are my girlfriend. I'm like,
What?
what?
What the hell? What's going on? 1 second. What
Yes,
did you do?
I'm like, what? He's like, I thought he's talking like girlfriend, like a friend, but he didn't pronounce it right. I'm like, wait, girlfriend, maybe friend? And he's like, no, it's just like maybe they will think I found someone when my wife died. I'm like, wait, but you're 70. You are
Yeah.
in your 70s. I'm in my 20s. I'm like, I'm no way I'm interested in you. Sorry, you're older than my grandpa. Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm not searching for girlfriend, even though my wife died. But I'm
Mhm.
not even trying.
No.
I wanted to cheer you up. Just
No.
really, what's going on? It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. if it's like that, like just call my name. I don't care what other people say.
Okay.
What other people say? What do you mean other people say? I'm like,
Hmm.
what? You're crazy. That's crazy. And I
Oh,
asked about it
yeah.
from like local Americans. Like from
Hmm.
my, do you remember? We lived in this house of this the pair the people that I was they were my landlords, right? So they were local Americans that lived in Ocean City for 30 years. And they asked her, like, hey, so is that okay? Like, is it really okay in America to to
Uh-huh.
expect 70 years old man with 20 years old girl or
And
something?
what
And
they said?
she's like, it's like super rare, but
Oh.
couples like that exist. Like because of
Oh.
the, sugar daddy, sugar baby
Uh-huh.
situation and stuff. And she said, it's yeah, it happens.
Hmm.
Like, even if it
Oh.
happens, I saw this a lot of times secretive. But people are so openly, like,
Yeah. They don't
openly
care
talking
about.
about it. Even like
Hmm.
saying the stuff like that. I'm like, so
Well.
yeah, it was also an as a cultural shock because I wasn't expecting 70 years old man say that to me. And
Hmm.
also this neighbor that is in his 50s. I'm like, getting mixed signals. So yeah, I started
Hmm.
ignoring him, and after that, he just kind of chilled, chilled
Oh.
up.
Finally, but
Yeah,
damn.
yeah, damn, I know.
So maybe they are
I think
used
it's
to
also the
try.
green card stuff.
Oh, like if you wanna stay, do you know what you
Yeah,
need to
I think, I think people are thinking that if
do?
you are
Hmm.
not a Caucasian woman approaching this old man in your
Hmm.
young age, they think you are for the green card, right? So
Yeah.
this is like
Oh, damn.
really stereotypical, and I hate it. But I think it was one of the reasons why he
Maybe.
could talk to me like that in that way.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure, it's still mystery for me.
Hmm. Yeah, well, definitely. I wasn't expect that, so I'm
Yeah,
still processing.
I didn't tell about it a lot
Uh,
because it's like super awkward
yeah.
situation. Super
Oh,
awkward.
damn.
Yeah.
Um. So I suppose that maybe they you wasn't the first person that had this kind of approaching from these people. Maybe
Uh,
they tried every summer to see
actually, the
what they can
neighbors.
find.
I asked about the neighbor's family. He was in 50s,
Mhm.
right? I was asked like, "Hey, did you had any family or something like that?" So he told me that his ex-wife was J1 student from Russia.
Oh, yeah. So he had experience.
I'm like, oh, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
That's strange. Okay.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing. I've never expected to see a Russian here in this country. Were you expecting that?
No, I wasn't.
And when you saw that we worked with plenty of Russians, with what did you thought when that happened?
I I I, I really wasn't expecting to see any Russians, not after the war situation, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there were plenty, and I even asked them how they get the
Here.
permission.
Yeah.
So the way they get the permission, they just move out to another
Another
country.
country, right?
So the two girls, the Sasha and the Alexandra, they got the visa from Mongolia, and
Oh,
the one I even forgot the name, Max, or
the manager,
the one that
Alex.
was Alex. Yes. So yeah,
Alex.
he got it from Czech Republic.
Oh,
He got
so
it from Czech Republic.
hmm.
Yeah, but after living with Alex, I didn't have good impression about Russians. And I don't want to be racist and stuff, but uh, in Kazakhstan, people don't love Russians from Russia.
Why?
I don't know if it's okay to talk about it because
Oh, if
they're
you want.
having this um, racist thoughts, and um, it's like they're behaving more cocky side. I'm not saying that everyone is like that. I know
Yeah.
few Russians that are really okay and they're like super good people, but even though it's stereotypical, but a lot of like 70-80% of them are like super cocky and like talking to you like you are some kind of stupid or something. Like people don't like
Hmm.
Russian Russians from Russia here because we have Russians in Kazakhstan that have lived here for a long time, and I'll tell you the difference is like super big because Russians that were living in Kazakhstan for a long time, they're like more friendly, they're more open, and they're not looking at you like with this cocky and like you know this
Mm-hmm.
this air. But the Russians they do, and they also talk really in a really rude way,
Hmm.
even though they say that they're just being straightforward, but actually I think they're just being rude.
Hmm.
I think they're just being rude because you can be straightforward but still you can be polite,
Yeah.
but they're like
That's.
super rude.
Hmm.
And I know it only, of course, from the experience of living with one girl, but it was it was enough for me because I wasn't enjoying living with her at all. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Who will say that you will end up working with Russians, Peruvians,
Yeah, from
Kazakh
Dominican
people?
Republic. Wait, I'm
Hmm.
gonna list you right now. I've worked with people from Dominican Republic, from
Hmm.
Peru, right? From Russia, from Ukraine, from Kazakhstan, from Mongolia, and also from America. And
Hmm.
also maybe some for a few more countries, but I
Yeah,
can't remember.
but we were a
But there was a lot.
majority. Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of Romania.
Oh yeah, there was that guy, right?
Yeah,
What was
from
his name?
Bulgaria too. Oh my
Oh yeah,
god, how
yeah,
did
yeah.
I
I
forget? Oh
forgot.
my god, yeah, there was like a lot of people, a lot of people.
Yeah. Hmm.
So basically, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Yeah. So thank you for sharing these experiences with us, Assel. And now, guess what? I'm gonna use this to go to the next section. So look at this. Look at this. Oh,
okay.
I got this from Dominican Republic. So
Oh wow.
here are some questions, and I'm gonna ask you. It's to know more about you. So okay, you say stop, and I'm gonna take one question.
Oh, okay. Stop.
Okay, I'm not looking at anything. So this is the question. What's your biggest achievement? It is in Spanish. But yeah. What's your biggest achievement?
Well, for now, I think my biggest achievement that I have um, my scholarship in university.
Hmm.
Even though it was hard to get the scholarship, I'm the I think I'm the only. It's only three people who have the scholarship,
Damn.
but there's like 80 of us. So like yeah, it was
Hmm.
super hard to get it, but I got the scholarship. So
Hmm.
that must be my biggest achievement for
Because
now.
oh
But of
damn.
course, I'm aiming for more.
Of course, of course.
But yeah, I'm graduating this year, so we'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see. Maybe I'll do more stuff. But
Hmm.
that's the biggest achievement I have.
Yeah. So just a quick question. So to come here as a work and travel student, J1 student, uh, do you need to have high grades as you, or it's not necessary?
Okay, so I don't know how it works for other countries because
Mhm.
every country has its own visa.
Rules? What?
yeah, rules for visa. But for Kazakh people, you need to have good grades. You
Oh,
if you have yeah, if you have bad grades, you can't go to America. Like if it's like super
what?
low, yeah, you can't
What's
go
the
to America.
minimum, or how does it work?
Like it needs to be higher than the passing.
Average?
Not the passing. I think it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be like higher than medium.
Mm-hmm.
Medium, you can't pass with like medium one, but it needs to be higher, I think, to get
Mm-hmm.
100% sure visa. It's
Oh,
like actually it's super super strict to get the visa here. It's stricter.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it is stricter.
Oh,
You need to
damn.
have good grades. You need to have decent language, English language, and you need to have decent um, relatives who didn't go to America to live there. Um,
Really?
yeah, with
How? Why?
no, I mean they
Mm-hmm.
can live there if they are having like the green card and they're having like this. Oh my god, I forgot the word in English. That's the problem.
What?
Um, wait,
House? Papers? Something?
wait. I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry. My English is getting better. Ah, illegal.
Oh,
If they are not staying, if you don't have relatives that are staying in American illegal way, because
oh,
there was a time when J1 students from Kazakhstan went to America and just stayed there illegally. A lot of
oh,
them.
really?
And that's the problem. Why we? That's the reason we have a problem with like having the visa because they need to be careful to mm, to choose the people who are not gonna stay in America illegal way.
Yeah.
So basically, they have a lot of this features that you
Oh,
need to yeah to fit in.
oh, damn.
Yeah, so if you have
Interesting.
someone from the relatives who's staying illegal way, they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
question you and not gonna let you go. If you have low grades, they're not gonna.
No.
If you don't know English, they're not gonna let you go. And also, if you are in the last year, graduating year, they're not gonna let you go.
N-
Or maybe they can let you go, but still there's like more chance of getting declined because they think if you're gonna like you will be graduating when you'll be coming,
Mm-hmm.
you will be staying there illegal way because
Oh,
you don't have any reason to go back to your home country.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So, yeah,
Sorry.
they are looking for reasons for you to go back. And
Yeah. So if you
uh,
have like house, if you have car, you have more chance to get the visa because you
mhm.
have the reason to go back to country. If you have your university, if you're still like studying, you
Yeah.
have the reason to go back and they give you the visa.
Mm.
That's the reasoning. If you're studying bad, they think like, oh, they're not studying, they're gonna be staying there illegal way. So
Hmm.
that's the reason they decline
Yeah.
visas. But
Oh,
I know a lot of countries that don't do it. They still give visa even in the last grade, last class, like last year.
oh,
Or
like you, right? Some kind of.
I think Dominican Republic they don't have like this kind of problem, kind of this kind of strict rules. They don't have it. Like
Hmm.
it's less strict than here. And also in
Oh.
Mongolia, it's also less strict than
Hmm.
Kazakhstan. Yeah,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
they can go like 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row.
Jesus.
Yeah,
And
we
you, how long
and
was your permission?
um, what was the question?
Oh, how long was your permission to come here? Like your visa?
Yeah, it was only for the 3 months
Three
for the summer.
months.
Yeah, that's the visa. That's the visa called
Mhm.
the J1 student
And
visa.
is it difficult, as difficult to get a tourist visa as a J1 visa, a work and travel visa?
Well, um, I don't know about tourist visa because I didn't
Oh,
apply to
hmm.
it, but I've heard like if you don't have enough stamps in your passport, that you were traveling abroad, like if you were traveling in Europe, if you've been traveling in um like outside of the your country, you've been traveling to
Yeah.
Asia, you've been seeing the countries, the higher chance that they approve your visa than if you
What?
haven't where yeah if you
Mhm.
haven't been to any country at all, and that's your first country to go, they're most likely gonna decline it because
Hmm.
they think you're gonna stay there illegal way. Again,
Uh-huh.
to the same stuff. Yeah, and
Oh
it's also if you don't know English like at all, if you have like such a low level, they also I think decline it.
no.
Yeah, like you need to know the basics at
Yeah.
least. You need to
At
know
least.
how to say hello, how are you, how can I get to there. But I think it's decent because I don't think person who doesn't know English at all can survive in
Yeah,
America.
it's difficult.
So
Oh
I don't
dear.
know about language, but yeah, I've been like having questions about the passport stuff, like having stamps and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
so that's it.
interesting.
But I think it's easier to get it than G
Hmm.
wants to get the visa.
Maybe you should apply after your graduation for a tourist visa and visit us at here. Here.
Oh, I don't know.
No, you hate us. Well, don't
I'll think
worry.
about it. I'll think about it. I'll
Okay,
think
so
about it. It took me like 24 hours to fly to America. I don't know if I want to. If I want to do it again. 24 hours. Wow.
no.
To be tourist for a week.
Oh damn. Yeah,
Yeah. If I would go
it's
back to America,
different.
I would go back to at least like a month
Hmm.
because it would take me like 3 days to go there. So yeah,
Hmm.
basically
So
that's
yeah, hope to see you again here. So
yeah.
you know the last question for this mini section. You tell me stop, and I'm gonna take one of these papers.
Stop.
Okay, I have I have this one which says, "Tururu, what was your best experience at work?"
Um, best experience.
Best, yeah,
Um, is it like in general or
yeah.
like?
What did you like the most? It could be one day, maybe you met someone, or I don't know, in
Mm,
a
I think it
period of
should be
time.
like in general. It should be that I've met a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
from another countries. Um, Also, I think the best experience is also practicing my English. Um,
Practicing.
because how I said before, I didn't have anyone from my country that was my colleague. Like I had this one girl, but basically
Mhm.
I didn't see her a lot, so it was me and this people who knows only English.
Yeah.
That helped me a lot to
Hmm. Yeah,
make a
improve it
progress
and
in speaking. And also, I'm really grateful to meet all my colleagues. I think I'm really lucky, actually.
oh.
Yeah, I think I'm lucky. I was lucky. Um, it was like it wasn't the wildest summer.
Mhm.
Because I know J1 students who had like this wild summer. They had this all these parties and meeting they meeting this stars and actors and like this wild
Yeah.
stories. But it wasn't wild. It was still good. I think I was
Hmm.
lucky enough to have good colleagues, to have good managers, and having good work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here I am talking to you. We
Of
wouldn't know
course.
each other if I wasn't applying to this job at
Uh,
all. See, I still
yeah.
talk with
So.
my colleagues from Mongolia and from Peru.
Hmm. Of course.
Yeah,
Oh. Yeah. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us. So,
come.
so
You're welcome.
the next section is Truru. What's your? Uh, we're gonna talk about your previous process. So my first question is, why did you decide to try this experience?
Why? The
did you
reason.
decide? Yeah.
Mm, First of all, it was my dream from childhood to visit America. And
Mhm.
second of all, I knew about this J1 student program when I was like in middle school because my relative's son, he applied to work and travel in 2011, I think. Oh no, 2015, I'm sorry. So I was like 13. And when I saw him coming back to Kazakhstan, I saw how much he changed, like how much this experience gave him the, I don't know, he
Mhm.
became different, and that's really shocked me, and I really wanted to feel the same way. It also, the reason is that I wanted to go to the country that was that didn't have any knowledge in the native languages that I know, to practice English,
Mhm.
right? And meet people from America, because all we know about America is from the films and TV series, but it's totally different, and
Really?
you can't understand it until you
Yeah.
experience it. Actually, we can talk about it, you can still hear people's story, but until you experience it yourself, you won't understand it. Because I was the same. I was also like listening to the stories of J1 students. I was going to YouTube videos, watching it. I'm like, oh, that's how it is. That's how it is. I was like so prepared to America. I was like, oh, I know everything about America. But I came there, and there's still stuff that I didn't know. The cultural
Oh.
shocks
Uh-huh.
that I experienced, the stuff
Yeah.
that I saw first time, that my expectations wasn't the same. So yeah,
Hmm.
still, if you were thinking about applying to this job, I mean for the program, you should, because it's really
It
worth
will
it.
change you.
Yeah, even if it will be like really bad, uh, if you unfortunately will have like unlucky, you'll have like this not good
Mhm.
manager, I don't know, this kind of annoying colleague, you're still gonna learn so much. Because in America, even though there's like super big differences in cultures, people are so open, like say so open-minded. They are easy to talk to. uh, they always waiting for this chance to talk about stuff. So literally, like a lot of new stuff just from talking to strangers, if you are
Mhm.
open enough. So
Oh.
yeah, I think it was the reason why I chose this program. Also, I
Hmm.
wanted to make money, right?
Yeah, of course. You're working, so you're supposed
Yeah,
to make profits of that time and
yeah,
effort.
yeah.
Yeah. And so, how much did it cost? All this paperwork, flying tickets,
Yeah.
everything.
So, I was the one. So the price differences from the time when you apply. So if you apply in September and August, it's gonna be cheaper. But if you apply in like February, March, it's gonna be the most expensive. I applied in the end of August, start of September. It's like super early. I paid $2,500 to apply. Then with like plane ticket, with all the expenses, with everything that I spent money on, it was like 5,000, I think, in the conclusion. Maybe it was less than 5,000, but it was
Mm-hmm.
like around 5,000 at least.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it was
how
quite
a lot.
yeah, yeah, it was a lot.
And could you
But
recover that inversion?
hmm,
Could you recover that inversion, that investment of money?
yeah, of course. I've worked 3 jobs. Of course I did.
Oh, nice,
Um,
nice. Mm-hmm.
so basically, I made, I still don't know how much I
Mm-hmm.
made, because basically the waitress, you'll be having only this,
The
I've been
tips.
having these checks and stuff, but I've been
Mm-hmm.
having also the, oh my god,
Tips.
tips. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've been also having tips from Henna too. So it's like tips and cash. I think in
Mm.
general, if I won't count all the money that I spent in America and the money that I bought souvenirs and stuff. In general, I think I made more than 15,000 that summer.
Oh, shit. That's a lot. Congratulations, Assel. But
Yeah,
yeah, you've been working whole day
yeah,
long,
I've been working
stand
super
up
hard for that, but
in your favorite store,
you can
Credit
make it.
Suisse.
But I'm
Mhm.
still feeling a little sting in my heart because
Why?
I collected, like, I haven't been traveling that much. I went to like few cities, so I haven't
Mhm.
spent that much money. But I came back with only like less than half.
What?
Because, yeah, because I spent all of my money.
Here
Yeah, a lot
or
of
there?
like, no, I spent in America. Like, because America is expensive. Like I
Yeah.
spent 10,000 in America with
Hmm.
all the traveling, with all the souvenirs, with
Oh, mhm.
concerts and living expenses. Like I needed to eat, right? I needed to live.
Yeah.
I needed to pay rent. So yeah,
Mhm. That's interesting actually. So, where did you live in a where do you live as a J1 student?
I lived in the housing that um there was this couple.
Mhm.
One of them, like, they're super sweet. I was also lucky to get really cool landlords. So the wife was the stewardess. She'd been working like flight attendant for 38 years, and she was in her 70s. Like, come on.
Oh, mhm.
Yeah, and she'd be traveling like basically her whole life. And she was like super cool to talk. And she was like super open about it. Her her husband, I wasn't really close with him, but he was also like super chill guy. And
Mhm.
basically they don't have children. They're child
Mm.
free family. And they're just living their life in Ocean City and having
Mm.
this upstairs, the second floor for J1 students to rent.
Mhm.
It was like 4 rooms. Each room had 2 or 3 people. So for each person, we've been paying $150 a week.
A week.
Yeah,
So, did
per
you
week.
consider that 150 it's a lot, or it was the average kind
Well,
of?
it is average,
Mhm.
but I knew people who were paying less, but I knew also people who were paying like even more.
More
So I think
for
it was
same quality?
not even the same quality. I think it was even better because even worse. I mean, better. Oh my god.
Like,
So I think it was even worse. Uh, like it really depends on the place because there was this super duper popular place that every J1 student went to. They were renting for
which
175.
uh-huh. What
Uh,
place was that? A hotel or
no, do you remember? Uh, oh my god, I forgot how it's called. The
but
one
how
that was
does it look?
neighbor to our house. It was like a super gigantic house. It was gigantic house.
Oh, I see.
They had
Mhm.
like more than 50 students. I swear to God. They had
Damn.
more than 50 students. Each student needed to pay $175. So they made money out of it. They
Yeah.
renovated their house for the living. So they lived in the same house where the students lived. It was like a
Hmm.
super gigantic house. Just like all the
Hmm.
students there. $175 per week. And it looks gigantic outside, right?
Uh-huh.
I thought that the housing must be like the rooms must be really enormous and people must be living in a better like
Yeah.
room. But then I talked to the people who lived there and they said that it wasn't good. It was like really bad actually. Even though the
Like,
house was big, the rooms
mhm.
were super small, and because of the reason that landlords lived in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They were controlling a lot of stuff. Uh, yeah, so it was like
Yeah.
super controlling, like living in the dormitory, more like. Uh,
Oy.
and we had experience more of living like in the just renting house than dormitory,
Mhm.
because we could come any time, we could just stay anytime, but we had some rules like not um, staying outside
Visits,
talking.
maybe.
Yeah, because they were living in the first floor and they could hear someone talking in the balcony and stuff like that. But it
Hmm.
was okay because everybody came home just to sleep. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was like super rare when someone was going out, but we didn't have any problems with that.
Hmm.
Coming back home or using the shower as long as you want, or I don't know. We also didn't have kitchen, so
Oh. Hmm.
yeah, that was unfortunate. But
Oh.
I didn't have time to cook too, so
Yeah. So
um,
that was my next question. So you paid everything, right? So you used to go to the supermarket, Walmart, or what was your favorite?
yeah, you know the
uh,
stuff.
and
Um,
that was expensive or not that much?
it was expensive because we didn't have car to
Hmm.
go to another city, right?
Yeah.
Like you had we couldn't we couldn't have we couldn't rent the car. Even when we went to groceries, it was because of the manager or the friends of friends helping us and stuff like that. So a lot of
Oh.
time I didn't even had time to go out, right? I didn't even had time
Uh-huh.
sometimes to even go with people to Walmart and stuff like that, the
Yeah.
shop, the Dollar Tree. So I was buying a lot of stuff from the, how it's called, our
Wawa.
supermarket. Nah, the Ocean City supermarket,
ShopRite.
the expensive one inside of the town.
Acme.
Acme.
Uh,
Yeah,
no.
I was like basically buying a lot of stuff in Acme, and it's like super expensive
Hmm.
compared to Walmart
Uh,
and Shoprite.
yeah, the others.
So I was
Okay.
I was also not cooking, so I was
Hmm.
also buying the microwaved food.
Oh.
It is
Hmm.
like even more expensive. Like it's
Yeah.
not expensive when you buy it like one by one. Each one is like $3, $4. You're like, oh, okay, whatever. But then you compare it in general for people who cook in the kitchen. They buy like a rice, the kilogram of rice for like $10. They buy like stuff like that, and they eat it
Uh-huh.
for like months.
Oh.
And I needed to buy at least two times a day, like the meal for $6
Hmm.
every day. So comparing to that,
It's
like
a lot.
yeah, you can spend like 50, $60, $70 in Walmart and buy stuff and like cook in the kitchen. Or you're gonna be like me buying like every day six
Every day.
dollars for 30 days, and it's gonna be like $200, while you could like
Hmm.
spend $70 but eat 4 months like that.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's like it's the prices in general. Like even in
Hmm.
Kazakhstan, if you're not cooking and you're buying like
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
the prepared stuff, it's gonna be more expensive because
Hmm.
yeah, it's cheaper to cook. But we didn't
Hmm.
have kitchen. I didn't have time, so
Uy.
I spent a lot of
So.
money on the
Mhm.
on the food. I think I spent a lot of money on the food.
Yeah. So that was my next question. So could you tell me proportions? How much did you spend on, food, living, paying the rent? How much on, hanging out, visiting places? How much did you made? So you said you spent around 10,000, right? From the 50 grand. So
Yeah.
how? Mhm.
Um, it was I think the most I spent on the rent because it was 150 per week. And the second, I must be spending a lot on the food. Also, at least 150 per week. I think I was spending like that. Oh
150 per
no, I'm
week,
sorry. I'm sorry.
300.
No, 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 no. Not 150. I'm so sorry. Like $50 per week.
$50.
Yeah,
Oh,
for food I was spending
oh.
in normal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I would go out to a restaurant or cafe. It was like
Yeah.
70. So it's like $50, around $50. Rent
And
still.
how much of the total will be like 20, 30% of all your profits? Or
So I think the rent would be like 30%. So
damn,
I came back with like um I came back with like
5?
35, 40% of money, right? Like 35, 30% of money.
Mm-hmm.
So 30% I think it went to the rent because rent was like expensive. I think the most expensive was rent.
Like, damn.
And like
Mm-hmm.
10% maybe I spend it on the food. 15, 10, 10, 15% I spend in the
Mm-hmm.
food. Another 10, 15 I spent like 10% I spent on the hanging out and
Mm-hmm.
going to concerts and stuff. And so it was like 30, and like the 20% that I left, I spent
Mm-hmm.
on the souvenirs and buying stuff for family.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a lot of stuff from America. So
Hmm.
yeah, I also spent.
Interesting.
Also the traveling. So the traveling expenses and the souvenirs, they were like 20%, I think.
Hmm.
It's my dad.
Interesting. Hello.
Now he just.
So, guess what? We are about to go to the next section. So, let me find my hat again. Um, doo-doo-doo-doo. What? You don't like my hat? You are bullying me
It's
again?
funny. I'm bullying you again. Yeah.
No. So, tell me stop, and I'm gonna pick a question.
Stop.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Uh, it says, uh, what's your bad habit?
My bad habit is procrastinating. Totally.
Procrastination.
I procrastinate
School or
every day.
yeah,
That's really
yeah.
bad habit because I need to wake up like 30 minutes beforehand to
Mhm.
procrastinate for 30 minutes and then I'll get well, I
Oh,
could just wake up and just go, but I need time to procrastinate and then I can go. That's the worst habit I have, I think.
hmm. Yeah, well, that's fair. You have a busy life, so you need to
No, no,
rest
I think
somehow.
I'm not having the busy life. I'm having chill life. I'm I'm totally chill.
Hmm.
Just learning some stuff. And that's all.
Hmm. Interesting. So the next question, it's tell
Stop.
stop. Wish. Let me see. It is. It is what it is. Do you have faith in something? It's in Spanish, but
Do you have faith?
yeah.
Like, do you
Do you
believe in something?
believe? Yeah, or
Religion?
not necessarily only religion, but maybe do you have a hope in your heart that something will happen? Or
Oh yeah.
so religion, right? Do you have any?
No, I'm not religious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not religious. I don't believe in religions. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more like I'm not even atheistic. So the thing is, I'm not saying that the God doesn't exist, but uh, I'm not believing it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. It
understandable.
sounds really not correct, maybe, but that's how I think. And the belief, if you say not about the religion, but in general,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, I hope that um, the situation in the world's gonna get better. Trying to see
Yeah.
positive. So hopefully, with all this robotic, like forced revolution, have you heard about it? Like forced human evolution of going to robots. I
Uh-huh.
hope it's not. I believe it's not gonna have bad effect on us, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure about the nature. But but
mm,
I believe that the future that beholds us is gonna be better than we are having it right now.
yeah, I totally agree. Assel, I know
Yeah,
news.
that's what I hope for, and that's
Hmm,
what I believe, at least for now.
hmm,
Yeah.
yeah, it's always terrible when people innocents die. So
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
super hard time to live. Even
mm,
though we were told that we're living in the most peaceful time, it's actually funny to realize that in your 20s you're experiencing all of this stuff. Even though when you were
yeah,
10, you were you were told like this is the most peaceful time of the
hmm,
world and you were like lucky enough to be born this time. But now when you realize and look around, you're like, I'm not sure. I'm not
uh,
sure. But I
maybe.
hope the next generation is gonna have it more
Hmm,
peaceful. So
yeah, hopefully.
yeah.
So, Assel, last question. Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you
Yes.
mentally prepared? So,
I'm always
ah,
prepared.
it's funny.
You are
Okay,
not.
nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. You know what to. You know what to.
Stop.
Okay. It says, boom. Uh, what do you want? Where do you wanna live in the future?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. That's really
Ooh,
good question. That gets me to my
why?
heart because that's one of my life goals. I want to. It's not even life goal. It's even. I think it was. It needs to be one of my dreams that I want to
Mm-hmm.
achieve until the day I die. I really want to live in Denmark.
Denmark. Why?
I just really love Denmark. Like I studied the history of Denmark. I love how the people are living there. It's also like Denmark is considered the one of the happiest countries in the world. Like
Mm,
Scandinavian countries in general, they're one of most the happiest and the wealthiest countries.
mm-hmm.
So of course I want to have a good future uh, for my family and my kids if I would have ones. And Denmark is like my to go, my dream country
Hmm.
to live in. Like I really, if you would ask me about this question, like 5 years ago, I would totally say that it's USA, but
Hmm.
I've changed my mind a lot
Hmm.
from the
Yeah,
time. And
that's
right
fair.
now, I love Scandinavian countries, and that's the place where I want to be buried.
Hmm.
That sounds really bad, but I really want to live there,
Hmm.
and that's the reason.
Hmm. And my question is, have you ever visited Denmark before?
No, 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 I haven't. I haven't. Only country that I've been in Europe. I don't know if it even considered Europe. I've been only in Bulgaria actually.
Oh,
I've been in Germany for in the airport, but
oh,
I wasn't
the
like visiting
connection.
Germany.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the the chill vibe when it's like everyone is happy
Hmm.
and everything's chill. When in Denmark they also love to have bicycles. Everyone there
Oh,
ride
yeah.
bicycles.
Over
And
here, you used to ride, right?
yeah, also like it's not about bicycle actually. It's just in general. I feel like I'm really close with my personality to Denmark because of how chill it is, and the even buildings are so small. Like it's not like the big New York buildings that is
Yeah.
like this is crazy speed of people rushing and like running, going late. It's not like in London where it's like always this rainy. You're having this super uh, aristocratic, yeah,
Hmm.
people who are acting like that. And I don't know, like I feel like Denmark. I haven't visited Denmark, So I'm
Hmm.
just talking maybe for my stereotypes, but I feel like Denmark is really chill place to
Hmm.
be in, and I feel like it's like the people are gonna be nice there too. But I
Hmm.
haven't been to Denmark. I also like started learning Dutch, but it's
Oh.
just so hard. It's like so hard. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
have respect to these people that know this language. Wow, that's really
Hmm.
hard language.
Yeah. If
So yeah,
you end up learning this language, let me know. To maybe talk in three different
I don't know
languages.
if I would learn it because it's like super
Oh.
hard. It's
Oh.
really hard language.
Hmm. Yeah.
And also, I don't have people from Denmark that I could
Hmm.
practice it with. So
Yeah.
I could find it from internet, but it would take me time.
Yeah. It's different. But yeah.
English, the plus of the English that you have a lot of media and videos, music,
Yeah.
all of this stuff is open in internet. You just listen to it, and that's how you grow in it.
Hmm.
But if you're trying to learn another language, it's usually harder to get any, mm, stuff. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
maybe
It's
you are
different.
helping someone who is learning Spanish with your videos, right? Because
Hmm.
there's not, I
Yeah, of
guess,
course.
there's not that much Spanish videos if you compare it to
Oh,
English videos.
English. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're a lot also. Maybe we are the second biggest language spoken, but
Yeah.
who
I mean,
knows?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, who knows? I don't
Even
know
in
neither.
America,
So
like there's a lot of people still speaking Spanish, and I couldn't answer them because I don't know Spanish at all.
no.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fair. Thank you, still. So we are in the last section of this beautiful interview. So let
Nice.
me change the color. Oh, it's red. So let's talk about your learning from the process, from being here, working hard at our favorite store. So, Athel, would you do it again?
If I had a chance, I would do it.
Hmm. Yeah.
I would do it, but if I had like chance only for our work, I would do it. But if I had chance to work in Hawaii and the chance
Oh.
to work in our shop, I would choose Hawaii because I really want to
Oh.
visit Hawaii now.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
J1 students go to Hawaii too to
Really?
work.
I
Yeah,
didn't
they
know that.
do. I even know some people that went there
Hmm.
and worked there whole summer. And they say it's super majestic. All of them fall in love with Hawaii.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Exploring different states, islands.
It's
So,
also it's
uh-huh.
also one of my dream lands that I want to visit in my life. Hawaii.
Hmm.
Because I
Oh,
also studied the Hawaiian culture. Uh
what?
yeah, I yeah,
How?
so I'm in graphic design faculty, right? So
Hmm.
one time we had like history of art, and we had the assignment of learning the culture of some kind of uh,
Oh.
nation, and like any type you could learn
Hmm.
anything. And it was COVID time, so I was craving the beach, the sun,
Oh,
and what is
yeah.
the association for the beach and the sun, ocean? It was like Hawaii.
Hmm.
And the only thing that I know about Hawaii was only these flower petals and the aloha dance and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Not the aloha, it's called, yeah, so the dance. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just talk about that. But actually, I learned about
Hmm.
Hawaiian culture, and it's super rich. I'll tell you.
How?
It's like
What?
it's so interesting because they have only these few letters in their language, but they have
Hmm.
so many like words that have like two, three meanings. Like even the word aloha, I'm I might be I might be wrong because
Hmm.
it was like a long time ago. It was like 3 years ago, I think. So even the word aloha, it means the hello, bye, and I love you. And it also had the meaning, like every letter has the meaning for like a sentence. Like um,
Oh.
it's like blessing you and reminding you of how the kindness and the human nature works. It's like it's super complicated. You can actually
Mm.
Google it, but it's like super duper cool. And even the dances, every dance has so many like meanings. We all see this one little dance, but actually there's so many of them. I was so ashamed that I was living with the stereotypes in my head because the
Oh.
Hawaiian culture is like it's really rich and it's really interesting.
Hmm.
All the tattoos, they have all this signature. It's not signature, like national patterns. The clothes, it's something else. Even the
Hmm.
food, Hawaiian food is amazing. Like it's also so tropical. You can't do it anywhere else besides the Hawaiian islands because
Oh.
it's specific fruits and vegetables
Mhm.
from that islands. So
Oh, sounds like a lovely place to visit.
it
Definitely,
is. Yes.
I will take note of that. Hmm.
Yes. And also what fascinates me that
Hmm.
when the, the travelers, American travelers, when they found the Hawaii, there were already people living there. So basically the um,
Uh-huh.
native Hawaiians. They were already living in it. It's so amusing to me how did the people from like old times get into this island that was like so far away.
Hmm.
They lived there. They had this culture. I think their culture must be one of the most untouched ones that
Yeah, could
haven't
be.
been. Yeah, they've been living alone for such a long time, not being affected by European culture, by Asian culture,
No.
because in Eurasia, a
Yeah.
lot of countries were affecting each other, right? So the cultures
Yeah.
we have, it's like the mix of the other cultures. But in
Mhm.
Hawaii, it's like specific because they've been alone in this island and they had this specific culture that they
Hmm.
developed. You need to
Really,
research it.
really interesting. Yeah.
It's really cool.
My
And
homework.
I just sometimes I just like learn from the history stuff about countries, and I just want to
Mm-hmm.
visit them just because of the history because it's so fascinating how they developed. Denmark also have
Yeah.
like interesting history too. You can also
Hmm.
check it out one day.
Yeah. Oh. So, I mean, thank you for that response. I said, and of course, Hawaii. We should visit Hawaii. I know all of us should visit the Hawaii.
Yes,
So,
yes.
my next question is: was it how you were expecting? I'm talking about your J1 experience. Tururun.
You are talking about the interview, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, uh, was your J1 experience? Was it how you were
Oh,
expecting?
oh, the J1 experience in general.
Yeah,
Um, Kinda.
kind of.
I was expecting to work a lot, so I kind of get
Mm-hmm.
it. But I was also expecting to work with stereotypical American people,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't like that. And I think I also was expecting more parties, not gonna
Oh
lie, because we
no,
weren't having them that much.
no,
I was expecting this sleepless nights before work.
no. Yeah,
Yes,
when it's
but
work.
I don't think I could endure it if I would also had like sleepless nights while
Hmm.
having three jobs.
Yeah, too
So
much.
yeah, I kind of understand that. I kind of understand that I wouldn't, even if I had the chance, it would be really hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was expecting to have
Hmm.
that much parties because of the student
Hmm.
gathering. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I totally busted.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Maybe.
But I liked it. I would
Yeah.
still do it again.
Still doing it again. So here we have a positive experience over
Yeah,
here.
I would do it again. Totally. It's also funny because uh, I think I
Mhm.
would do it again, but with the friends, because I went
Oh,
to America
alone.
alone. Yeah, it was
Oh,
also my first time traveling alone.
mhm. No. Oh,
Yeah, I traveled alone,
yeah. Do you
and
think that with your friends it will be much easier or
it
safe,
will be
maybe?
much easier. I don't think, I'm sure it's gonna be much easier, and I'm sure it's gonna be much more fun.
Mm.
But
Oh,
I was alright because it was my first time solo traveling.
mhm.
So I had experienced solo traveling too. And now, if anything, I could even travel to another country without even any fear because I know
Yeah.
how
You
things works.
survived.
Yeah,
Survived
but
Ocean City.
now when I traveled alone to
Hmm.
America, I'm not sure if I want to travel somewhere else next time alone because now
Why?
I want someone with me to take
Hmm.
photos and to have fun. Because when you're alone, the expenses are higher because you need to do
Oh, yeah.
everything. But when you're
Sure.
two people, you divide the expenses
Hmm.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. Something to consider. People. And Asel,
But if you are alone, don't be afraid. Just go.
yeah. It's also a rich experience. So, yeah. And the next question is, what did you learn from this experience? Is there something?
Yeah, I learned a lot. Like, especially from solo traveling that I said before. I'm already like, I'm really responsible person. I'm really
Hmm.
timid with my plans, and I do it like really regularly. But I think I learned of enjoying myself, my company, more than I used to do it because I also learned of um, appreciating my free time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I also learned to talk to people openly, more
Mhm.
openly. I'm not introverted person. Like I wasn't introverted person when I went to America. I was
Mhm.
more ambivert. That was a little bit more extroverted on the side. But right now, I realized that even though I was extroverted, sometimes I wouldn't tell what I was thinking, or sometimes I would really like to know this person, but I was like, I might be annoying and, just brush it off. But after the USA, you kind of understand that it doesn't matter what people think about it. If you want it, you need to do it. If you want to say someone they look cute just because you met them first time in the bus, you need to tell them
Hmm.
because it's gonna make someone's day, right?
Yeah.
Um, I know it's hard to do it in the countries like Kazakhstan, where people are not used to that kind of open-minded conversations.
Oh.
But right now, I do it regularly. When I think about something, I just talk to people about it. A lot of
Mhm.
times they're like, "Oh, freaking out," but um, yeah, it's still experience and
Yeah.
talk with people.
Oh.
It's fun. It's fun.
Oh. So a good lesson over here. And Asel, what impressed you the most of what impressed you the most about your experience?
I think it impressed me that I was able to work that much.
Jesus Christ, of
I was
course. You survived.
impressed. I was impressed by myself, by how my body endures
Uh,
so much stress. Um,
mhm,
yeah, I was really surprised by myself. I was like, oh wow, I
mhm.
can really do it. Just three
Yeah.
jobs, no day off. I would never think about it never in Kazakhstan. I was like, holy shit, not working, wait, not having day off. that's crazy. But
Yeah.
I did it, and I was surprised by that,
Hmm.
because of my abilities, I guess. I was also surprised of how easy it was for me to get, um, in America, like, not in the way of getting visa and, paperwork, in the
Hmm.
way that a lot of people were having problems with language barrier.
Oh.
There was,
Hmm.
yeah, I knew quite a lot of people who wouldn't understand, the American speech, and Aiko was also having troubles when she just visited the when she just oh my god, she just came to America.
Oh.
But I didn't have any problems actually. I understood, um, quite a
Hmm.
lot of stuff. It was really rare for me not understanding people's speech, and I was really impressed
Oh
that
yeah.
I'm not having problems, because I thought
Oh,
I would have problems, but no.
yeah. I'm also impressed of Assel's English fluently. So I know.
Uh,
Yeah, you did a good a
a
good
lot of
job.
people were saying like I'm so fluent in English, but I really don't consider myself fluent in English.
I.
It might sound rude for some people who know less than me, but I really think that the fluency is um, is the level when you reach it, you can just, dream in that song, in this song. Oh
Language.
my
Yeah.
god, in that language, you can dream, you can think, you can talk for any topic, not
Hmm.
thinking about any word in any translation for even minute. That's what I think about fluency.
Hmm.
Um, that's why I don't say that I'm fluent in English. I think I know English.
Yeah.
But I want
At,
to be fluent in English.
hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to know more specific, uh, English, like business English, like programming English, the design
Oh.
English, the professional English. I want to learn
Oh.
it more. Yeah, and
Soon.
literature, like being really
Mhm.
rich in the words.
Oh.
Yeah,
And Asel, of course,
yeah.
thank you for. Mhm. So this is the last question, Asel. Do you have any other piece of advice that would you like to share with us about anything in particular? That would you like to
About
say?
Taiwan or just about USA?
Uh, in general, any maybe advice that for
Oh,
people
advice in general.
or audience? Mm-hmm.
Well, my advice would be, if you want something, just keep pushing it. Because, when I was applying to this J1 program, my all of my family members were not having it. They were all
No.
opposite of it, of me living to America alone. And I lied to them that I'm going with my friends. But
Oh.
then I revealed that I'm actually going alone when it
No.
before the flight.
Ooh.
So the main reason they were not supporting it because I was going alone. That's the
No.
first reason. And second, it was because of the finances because they thought,
Mm.
you're gonna pay that much and not get enough. And, they didn't want it to, um, how to say, oh my god, invest in something
Mhm.
that they thought gonna be useless. And they also were afraid that I'm going to work just like as a waitress, shop assistant, like this
Mhm.
really low job positions considered in
Uh-huh.
Kazakhstan, right? It's like super low job. But I kept pushing, and here I am after America and Puerto Rico. And I'm grateful that I did
Oh.
it and I didn't
Mhm.
listen to my parents because I've been wanting it, doing it. And I want to say that if you really feel that you really want to do it and you really feel like it's gonna be your last chance, it's better do it and then regret it than not doing it and then regretting it. Because at least you know that you've tried it and it was not working for you. Then
Oh.
you'll be dreaming about it. You're like, oh, I needed to apply to that program when I had a chance. Then,
Hmm.
oh, applied to this program, it didn't work out. It was like bad experience. But I went to America. This is better.
Oh, yeah.
So be really um, like pushy. Yeah.
Hmm.
Be stubborn. That's it.
Oh,
Be
oh, thank
selfish
you.
in a good way. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, be with the mindset.
Yeah.
Oh, mhm. So thank you very much for your time, your wisdom. Well, this is the end of the interview. I hope you enjoy it, and all of you people are our audience. So yeah,
Yeah.
uh, we're about to finish. So, is there anything else that would you like to add? Maybe do you have a project that would you like to promote or something?
I would like to say subscribe to Rodrigo's channel.
Oh, thank
Put the
you.
likes, right? And share this video to
Mm,
your friends who wants
y-
um, to participate in this program, but they're like still questioning themselves.
mhm,
And if you have any questions about the USA or appliance of this program, you can always text me
mhm.
if it's really, I don't know, important.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Assel,
that's.
yeah.
Um, I feel great
Oh,
that I'm here with Rodrigo, and we finally made it.
yeah. Finally, it was
We were
difficult to.
planning to do it in America, but I couldn't
Yeah,
do it because of my schedule.
yeah.
Yes.
But in the future, who knows? If you come back, we will. But
Yeah, hopefully,
of course.
hopefully.
Mhm. Thank you again, Assel. It's a bully, but if you talk with her politely, she will treat you well. So
I'm
go
not
ahead,
bullying.
text her. This is everything, guys. Thank you for watching us. See you the next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ah.